Hey, you chickadees. I'm Lay Rooster, and you're in the hen house. It's been a long time, but now we're coming out with some Dune content as well. So, Dune Awakening, which I have been streaming on YouTube and Twitch, as well as Kick and TikTok, like crazy, 4 days a week. So, come check me out. Let's look, but the developers put out their update for October, the developer update, and I wanted to look at that while we're doing some of our regular streams. We're going to go over that and remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Come find us on Twitch and find our streams. We stream on Thursday and Friday night Pacific US time after work, and all day starting in the early morning Saturday and Sunday into the afternoons, like right now. We're doing it. So the Dune Awakening developer update for October 2025. So they were talking about things that are coming, and of course these things can change. Blah 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 is what they said. Now the cargo containers, things of point. The cargo container for the carrier ornithopter. So this is definitely something we're looking for in order to be able to ferry things back and forth from the deep desert. It said upcoming patch. This is the November patch that should be coming out. Will allow the ability to travel between maps with harnessed vehicles. This is great. So now you can carry your sand crawler or a buggy that way without having to disassemble it and put it back, that kind of thing. So that'll be really helpful. And they're going to add the cargo container in the December update, they're saying, as well. So we'll be able to move vehicles in the beginning in the November update, and in December there'll be a cargo container for the carrier, so you can carry all that stuff and schlep it back once instead of multiple times with an assault. That's good. Player event log. Again, they want to make sure that they can players to log to record all meaningful in-game events, item withdrawals, things they've been talking about this, so you can see who's stealing from your guild bank, that kind of thing. It looks also resource refinement, deposits, and just various information, so you can really track down on a granular level who's doing what, who's taking what, so you can know who you need to restrict, restrict or boot or talk to, that kind of thing. Now they're talking about game balance next. Let's see. They were saying tuning skills, weapons, ongoing process, saying they use in-game data and our feedback. They've been getting a lot of feedback about some of their changes, so he said some can be implemented quickly, others, like the upcoming rapier rework. Now, I don't know that anyone knows what this is, but clearly they're doing something with the rapier. The rapier is a sword level thing, but it's as fast as a dagger, and has its own, lunging animation and things. What are they changing? I'm now a little concerned, and of course, some of those rapiers are particularly good and liked for battle. So we're going to find out. They're saying it takes time to get right. They said they are trying to provide players with meaningful ways to disengage from combat. They're saying this is the reason they did the changes, the tweaks that they call it, crippling strike, which a lot of people feel was pretty much heavily nerfed and a problem. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about that. So yes, I do approve of being able to disengage from combat if I don't want to be involved in PvP or am trying to escape from that. However, I do want some of these things to actually work. So I'm curious what they're going to do with the rapier. So again, let's see. Character transfers and server merges is a big topic. They said they've seen questions about the character transfers. Transfers are well underway. They're testing it right now, and they should be ready within the next few weeks, so expect that in the November update. This feature will allow you to move your character, along with all your progress, inventory, and anything stored in your bank or backup tools, to a world and siege of your choice. All right, to world and siege of your choice. So they're not talking about, does it cost anything? Is it free? Is it easy? How often can you do it? These are the things that we'll be looking to find out more about, but it is good because there's plenty of people who are trying to move. I know we're on House of Elm server, Pacific US, and people are coming from the streams to join us because we have a nice server that's not too gank heavy, but is also not dead. And so, people can be moving things. They're saying to make the moves easier, they're going to introduce what they call base backup tool. This one's pretty neat when I read about this. Lets you store your entire base along with all, says nearly all its contents as an item in your character's inventory. So like shrink it all, like with PIM particles or something put in it. Let me know if you got that reference. Whether preparing to relocate or taking a break, it allows you to move your new home or to safely store it until they release new game content. So they recognize that people play and sometimes take breaks. And this will allow you to take your base and not have to worry about it. I know we shelved our base on a private server, and it would be nice to have not had to like just let it go to the sands. Since you'll be able to test out on the public test client next week, and we'll get more details. Server merges will follow soon after, they say, and by the end of this year, they'll outline all the necessary information. Several weeks will pass from that moment until the merging process begins so that everyone has time enough to prepare. Sounds like we'll know about it. Stay tuned in this channel for more information about that kind of thing as well. Let's see. Also, the Chapter 3. Chapter 3, we just got Chapter 2 with the DLC. Chapter 3's next major content update for Q1 2026. So we'll be looking at that in the January to March area. The goal is to enrich the in-game experience. Here they drop several pearls in here. Team is making excellent progress transforming the Landsrad into a contract-based system that offers repeatable PvE activities, expanding the character progression with specializations, crafting the next chapter in the main storyline, much, much more. Can't wait to share. So, again, they are talking about changing the Landsrad from something where you can stockpile things and craft and turn them in to having to do these repeatable contracts, which will be a different approach. We'll have to see what that looks like. They said once these changes go live, here's the big thing. We will start transitioning the Deep Desert back to its intended purpose as a sandbox area where players can compete for control of spice. We've been talking about this on stream over the weekend. As well as you know, they changed it. We've got half of the desert is now PvE, part of it which I like, and then we even have the tier 6 materials on A row, which I like actually a lot. So if they make it A row will always stay PvE, because that's the way it was before. I'd like to see if maybe they save the Stravidium and titanium down there in A row so you can get that, but maybe everything above goes back to PvP and you have to fight over spice. To me, that's a pretty good compromise. I don't want to have to go get my Stravidium and titanium as well. That would be my preference. You put your thoughts in the comments below. All right, and they're showing some pictures. They're saying development continues, bug fixing, etc. There will be a new people who missed out on the Twitch drops, which you can find on my Twitch channel and any other streamers, but come to my stream. And there's going to be an in-game vendor for past Twitch drops that you've missed in the November update. So you're not going to have to wait too much longer. We're already in November at the time of this recording. So they're just saying stay up and thanks for your passion and support. So I'm curious what you think about that. This stuff should be pretty interesting. I'm wondering what's going to happen to the Deep Desert and what's going to roll back, what's going to be modified when this happens. The character transfers and server merges stuff is interesting to me as well. Stuff with game balance, who knows? We'll definitely have to watch that and see what that ends up doing. And then the player event log as well. That's fine. Cargo containers and the carrier being able to do that and being able to move things, that's a big deal to me, and that'll be helpful. That'll be quality of life and make a little sense when you're trying to fly from your base with like your carrier and maybe a buggy or something like that. Guess you don't want to have to lose it, and that was probably something they were worried about. So we'll see. Anyway, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Come back, check us out on our live streams, and don't forget to take care and cock-a-doodle-doo.